Today we're building a full multiplayer Raspberry Pi gaming setup. It's going to be really cozy and it's only going to cost $275. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
EMEET. Whether you're a streamer, a working professional, or just gaming with the boys, having a nice webcam goes a long way. And EMEET's Nova 4K webcam is one you'll want to consider. I've been using the EMEET Nova 4K webcam for a while now, and the quality is awesome for the price. The clips you see me in right now are actually from the EMEET Nova 4K webcam, and it's actually pretty impressive for how low lit this room is. When you pair this awesome low light performance with the precision autofocus, you get fast and accurate focusing that's perfect for dynamic scenes and movement. There's even auto low light correction and a fixed 73-degree FOV and adjustable color settings via software.
This webcam features a pretty nice noise cancellation feature. Everyone behind me is actually talking and doing the actual giveaway stream right now, and you can't really hear them with this webcam, so it's pretty cool.
The setup's easy too. It's plug and play USB 3.0 and it clips right onto your monitor or tripod. Plus it comes with 360-degree swivel and 15-degree tilt, so the Nova 4K webcam will always end up in the ideal spot. If you want to learn more about the Nova 4K webcam from EMEET, there's a link in the description down below. And thanks again to EMEET for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
So guys, this is actually going to be so hype because for $275, we actually have a TV, 2 controllers, one for you and a friend, a Raspberry Pi 5, and we don't even have to install the Linux OS because there's actually ways you can buy one that comes with the games that you want, or we will be showing you how to install it as well in case you want to do it yourself and save some money. So the core of this video is this right here, a Raspberry Pi 5. Now, inside of this tiny box is actually a fully working ARM-based computer. So this actually has the ARM Cortex A76, which is a quad-core CPU that's more of a mobile-based CPU in a way, but it's basically designed to be able to run any type of Linux distro out there along with some other ones. And yeah, these Raspberry Pis are sick because you can use them in so many different applications. You can use them for simple things like NASs and home theater PCs, all the way up to advanced assembly lines, and even things like quadcopters and automation. There's literally unlimited uses for these, but we're gonna be kind of keeping it simple. I just wanted something that was a really small and non-cumbersome PC that we could basically load a ton of old games on, and technically if you have some know-how, you can even load some newer games on these as well. But coming in at $94, we opted for the 8GB version. There's now a 16 gig version, but from what I've seen a lot of people say, the CPUs just aren't strong enough to push most applications in Linux that can actually utilize 16 gigs, so kind of can be a waste of money, and in my case, I did not want to spend $150 just to get a little more RAM. Now next up, I got a nice little actual active cooler here. So this actually is a Ice Peak cooler that is $8.99. So now we're just a little over $100 into our Raspberry Pi. And what this does is this is a heatsink with a fan built in. So it's gonna not only cool your CPU, but also some of the other chipsets on the Raspberry Pi for pretty cheap. And now here's where some magic is actually gonna happen. This right here is a 128GB micro SD card, which is what goes inside of the Raspberry Pi 5. Now, typically they'll come with a small SD card, or sometimes you can buy a bundle where they'll come with something like PiOS, but this actually comes with Batocera, which is a Linux distro that is kind of geared towards, I would say, a little bit of emulation and gaming. And what's cool about this is this comes with 12,000 games already on it. Now, we're not gonna get a whole lot into the whole idea of emulation because there's obviously some fine lines to walk there, but I will show you guys how to actually install the Linux OS on a different SD card just so that you know it can be done. But rather than having to go through internet archives and stuff and just some sketchy things to get games, I just opted to buy this on Amazon. So yeah, that's actually something that you can do. You can even buy them on eBay and some other places. And for 128 gig SD card, normally you're only looking at, I'd say like $15 max for like a decent speed one. This ended up being $54.99, but once again, comes with the OS already done and 12,000 games. So in my opinion, pretty good deal, but you can definitely save some money because you can just use an SD card lying around at home. All right, now I'm pretty hyped about these. These are some 8-bit do or 8-bit do, depending on how you want to say it, controllers, and they're wired controllers, but the crazy part is with coupons, I think I got both of these for like $15 a piece. So $30 for some actual decent gaming controllers that the listing says Hall effect. I don't know if I believe it just yet for that price. We'll have to see. But I got some really cool colors because I think, hey, Raspberry Pi setup, this should be fun. This should be cozy. So we got some sherbet colors basically. And yeah, $15 per controller is not bad at all. And I think that they might even be USB Type-C for the wired connection, but we'll find out. Hopefully it's not micro USB, but we can definitely make do if it is. So this part's also pretty fun because we actually bought a flat screen TV, which we don't get to do here very often at the Toasty Bros, but this is an Insignia brand TV, and I think it's the F20. And what's funny about this TV is it's a 32-inch TV, which we get gaming monitors all the time that are that size, but this was $69.99 at the time of buying it. I think now it's $79.99. I'd be more inclined to buy it at $70. But what's interesting is it's a 720p TV. So yeah, barely HD, but it is. And I think it'll actually work out in our favor having 720p because it's gonna be able to run the Raspberry Pi a lot easier. The Raspberry Pi is not a very powerful device, and some of these emulators on the newer style consoles can get pretty demanding, so keeping it at 720p will actually probably be beneficial for this setup, and it'll keep the image nice and large. It probably will be a little pixelated in a lot of games, but let's be honest, these games were not running on 720p TVs back then. They're running on old CRT TVs and monitors. So at the end of the day, I think this TV is going to be a very nice upgrade over that old 15-inch TV you were probably running back in the day on your NES. All right, so I think this is going to be pretty easy, but let's go ahead and unbox our little Raspberry Pi, kind of do like a little pre-unboxing for the B-roll. But as you guys can see, just a tiny little guy, but it does have all of the basic connections you need. We have two USB 3, two USB 2, we have an Ethernet jack, which I think is now gigabit on the Raspberry Pi 5s. And then you have some other connectors here, like we got USB-C, which is our power. And then for our display out, we have two HDMI that are actually, I believe that they're mini HDMI. I always get them mixed up, mini and micro, but it's one of the two. So we'll have to figure that out. I actually totally forgot to buy those. So we'll get there when we get there. And then of course, we have a lot of extra pins and connectors, which are basically for those extra projects I was telling you guys about, where you can run these things in like NASs and all different kinds of configs. The only connector we're gonna really be interested in is this tiny little fan connector right here, which does have a little cover that we'll have to pop off, just like that. So now we've exposed our little fan header, and we're gonna take our Ice Peak cooler, which is this tiny little guy right here. We're gonna peel off, oh, a little thermal pad came with it. Let's try to get that back in place. And there we go. It's about as close as I think we're gonna get it. And yeah, we just take this, and it's only gonna go on one way. Let's go ahead and plug in this fan first, because I think that's gonna be kind of a challenge to plug in afterwards. So fan is plugged in, wasn't too bad. And so now, I'm gonna take this, and there's just two mounting points. Here we go. Yeah, so it's gonna sit about like that. And then we're just gonna make sure that there's two threaded nuts in the back here that you guys can kind of see. So here and here, where my two pointer fingers are. So now, I don't know if this ended up coming with any screws. That's interesting. I don't think it actually came with screws for whatever reason. I don't know if this was already opened or what, but luckily, you know, we got a PC selling business, so we got plenty of screws lying around. So I'm gonna hunt and find some screws. All right, guys, we're gonna figure this out together. So what I'm thinking is, let's take one of these little, this is like a tiny, this is like a laptop screw kit basically, and we're just gonna kind of test fit. Perfect. All right, so that looks like it's a, let's see, is that an M2 and a half? Let's see if that lines up well. Make sure we got long enough screws on the other side here. So we got a little nylon washer on the end here, because there is definitely some solder joints that I'm worried about accidentally touching, you know, metal screw with, which wouldn't be ideal. Which hopefully if you guys buy a cooler at home, either the cooler or the Raspberry Pi something, I figured would have included the screws that you need. But, you know, that's, I guess they kind of expect us to all be tinkerers more buying this kind of stuff, I guess. So I'm actually not even really going to use my screwdriver. I'm just going to kind of hand tighten it with just a bit, because you really don't want these to be super tight. And just like that, we now have our Raspberry Pi with our little heatsink and our fan. We've got our fan plugged in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our SD card that already has our operating system on it, which, my goodness, just so easy. That just doesn't get much easier than this, right? And we're gonna find, if I'm like blanking, here we go, it's on the back side. So we're gonna take this, it'll only go in one way, so you can't really mess this part up. And there, that's it. We're not totally done yet. I did finally find a micro HDMI. That is what it takes, micro HDMI. We luckily just had one lying around, which now I'm realizing it's kind of crooked. So I hope it actually works. But we need to actually make a case for this. Now, need is a strong word. You don't actually have to have a case on these Raspberry Pis. You can just run it like this as long as it's not sitting on bare metal. But I'm making something pretty cool and nostalgic that I think you guys will like, and we're 3D printing it. So let's go see how it's doing. So here's what we're working on for the 3D print. So we're doing a tricolor print where we're going for this as the end result. Now, I didn't have the exact same colors, so ours is gonna be a little funky. We got like a dark metallic gray. We also have a kind of like a blue that we're gonna be working with. And then I think the last color was white, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going for like an old retro NES inspired case. Shout out to that guy on Bamboo Labs. Nice, free, easy to use print. So that's what we're going with. But it is pretty insane when you actually look up Raspberry Pi how many different prints there are available. And this is a fairly new platform. So if you go somewhere like Thingiverse, you can find so many more. So there's literally like a 3D print for any type of case you could possibly want. So while that 3D print is going, because it is gonna take 3 different plates, so it'll probably be a few hours, I'm gonna finish up unboxing everything here because we might as well multitask a little bit, right? So opening up this F20 Insignia TV, I'm so curious what this thing's gonna look like. I hope it's not like, you know, super bad quality, but like I said, we're playing such old games, I don't know, it might add to it, honestly. But it's so funny to see, like, I use 32-inch monitors at home. Like, I use 1440p 32-inch gaming monitors, and you know, they're a lot more expensive. I think those were like 230 or 240 a monitor. So I guess this is a pretty good deal comparatively. Oh, a little on the heavy side. All right, being real careful, holding on to it. What's nice about this being a TV, though, is we'll have some pretty, I mean, they're not going to sound great, but for Raspberry Pi, there'll be plenty. We'll have actual speakers, not like some little, you know, monitor speakers that borderline don't work. And honestly, a lot of monitors don't even come with speakers these days anyways, so there's definitely some pluses with this being a TV, and it has dual functionality. It's actually, well, I don't know, is it a smart TV for 70 bucks? We'll find out. Well, based on this remote having like Prime Video, Disney, Netflix, I think this is a smart TV. So that is kind of a feature. You know, we got this for a good amount cheaper than a 32-inch monitor, well, 32-inch gaming monitor, and smart capabilities, pretty cool. And you could hook this up to like a console and, you know, whatever else you want. And I think all we need to do now is power the TV on. We'll do a quick check out of the TV, and then we'll actually hook up the Raspberry Pi just to see if it really does do what I think it will, which should be going straight into that operating system. All right, moment of truth. Did I put the batteries in the right way? Does this have buttons on it, or is this like remote only? Oh, okay, the button turned on. Maybe, did I put the batteries in backwards? Plus, minus. Yeah, no, we're good. Maybe I just didn't press it right, or maybe I wasn't aiming it in the right spot. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, we got Fire TV built in. I can definitely tell it's 720p. I don't know if you guys can, but we're gonna go through the setup, and then I'm gonna hook up the Raspberry Pi, and we're gonna see what happens. We have a red light. We should probably make sure we're on the right input. I would think it would just let me pick an HDMI source. Hey, look at that. We're straight on the screen to Batocera. This is exciting. All right, this was, listen, I know I spent some money to have it basically done for me, but this was so easy. But just for my learning's sake, and also for you guys at home, we're gonna show you guys how to install it still. So let's just go ahead and do that while this 3D print finishes up. All right, so this is pretty simple. We don't need to get fancy with screen recording because all we have to do is for this specific OS, and honestly most Linux OSs, you just go to their website, you literally click which Raspberry Pi or Steam Deck or whatever you want to run, and as soon as you click it, it will literally just download it. So 2 gig download took maybe like 5 minutes. Now we're going to be using Balena Etcher, which is another thing you can just download for free from the internet. This is basically a like an ISO mounting tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to flash from file. So we got our download here, which is basically a like an image. Press open, might take a second. And now select target. We're going to be actually going on this little guy here. Make sure we're in focus. It's a 16 gig SanDisk drive. I hope that's enough. Honestly, I'm not even sure. And we'll be using this little guy here. You can get different shapes and sizes of these, but this is basically just a full-size SD. Oh, you can also fit micro in here too. So we really don't even need this adapter, but you know, we'll just adapter city it up. So we open that up, press select target, generic mass storage USB-C device. Oh, I have no clue what's already installed. Looks like there's some type of OS already on this. All right, so yeah, we want to make sure, we're doing the 16 gig drive. We're going to press select. Be careful when you do this because you can accidentally like wipe an important drive. So yeah, press yes. And then this will only take, I don't know, maybe like 10, 20 minutes. And then once you put the micro SD card in your Raspberry Pi, PC, Steam Deck, they should just boot right up into the OS. It's not like Windows where you have to go through and set it up. All right, so we had some fun with the 3D printer. So we got our Raspberry Pi ready to go. And I ended up going with a PlayStation style plate. So this is going to be our case here, and you notice how it says Pi 2, Pi Station 2, and I ended up using some green filament on the inside. So it should look pretty cool. Let's go ahead and mount this together here. So I think this is all pretty toolless. So yeah, that goes in like that. There's like some little pegs inside there that kind of hold this in place. And then I'm sure that there's a way, because right now it's not like held in with screws. I mean, it's kind of held in with pressure, not too bad. I mean, I know we got a couple of extra pieces. It looks like they all go up here. So Honestly, just for the sake of time, I have some ultra black RTV. I just have some lying around, and with how easily these are gonna be held together, this RTV, once it dries, should do just the trick. Looks pretty cool. So we got like some console port covers there. I really wish that the old NES design that I wanted to go for would have worked out, but it took too many plates, and I had a couple failed prints in a row that kind of made me lose motivation. So this one only being 2 simple plates to print was a good amount easier, and I still think it's retro enough. All right, so we're finally in our Batocera, which is the Linux install. I got Zach here with me.
What up, guys?
Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun to do some multiplayer gaming here. So let's just look through some of the...
so many games. I'm so overwhelmed.
So I paid for 12,000 games, but I looked and there's 19,160.
19,000, okay.
Some of them might be like repeats, you know, or like remasters.
So are some of these like actual... I saw like Atari, I recognize that. I don't recognize any of the other...
They're all like, I mean, so we have like arcade games, for example.
Okay.
Light Gun is like, I don't know if that was a console or what, but
Is
McAllister,
that-
you ever heard of Light Gun? It's like 159 games. I don't know if it's games that are compatible with Light Gun, but it's like the little gun you point and I think it has a sensor. We have Last Played. These are,
Capcom, I recognize that.
Yep. I don't know what Cave is. I'm assuming that's some type of arcade.
Damn, they got a lot of stuff. So I'm guessing each one has like a lot of games with it. Sega Classic, The Fight.
Atari.
All the Ataris. I didn't even know there's that many.
Some of these, I have not heard of. Like we have Commodore Amiga, which that was after the Commodore 64, I believe. Yeah, we also have like Game Boy. We got Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color. Yeah, they got the handhelds even, and they're not like remastered, but they do fit on the screen pretty well.
I'm guessing they're all 1080p like upscaled or whatever.
Well, so this is 720p actually, this TV that I paid like $70 for.
Damn.
But what's really cool is all the games they're scaled pretty well, and they usually have borders around them.
I'm really excited to see 64. Can we check that out?
Okay, that looks better. Now we can...
So now we're looking at individual. Oh my God, they have a bug life.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
Did you actually play this
Well,
growing up?
I played Bugdom, if anyone's ever heard of that, on the, it was the original, like, Mac. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see. So we have descriptions of the game. So they tell us...
I was just seeing if they had any of the big, like the Donkey Kong 64, or I'm sure they wouldn't have like triple
Game
S.
options. Oh, look, it tells off to the side how many players. See, X2, X4. Cool, okay.
That's cool, okay. And then how much rating they have.
Let's see if they have, like,
Dude,
we could do, like, a
you're going
Mario.
So fast. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
You want to do an OG Mario Kart?
That'd go crazy
do it.
with the new one.
Yeah, these controllers are
Damn.
sick, too, for the price. Even and I did confirm they are Hall effect, so it says. Yeah, so, like, we get cool little border,
Yeah.
the N64.
This is sick. I actually, like, am getting ideas for my own, like, home arcade kind of thing now. I'm just...
home theater PC.
Yeah.
Let's turn up the volume on this mug.
This is cool.
I didn't think it had games like this.
So they do scale it where they have, like, the screen, the border.
Not all of them have the borders, but a lot of them do. All right, let's see how easy multiplayer is. So does it just work? I'll be Mario. Or of course you're Donkey Kong. I should have seen this coming. You're always the villain, bro.
I love Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was not the villain. He's the main character, honestly.
Let's just do simple track.
Moo Moo Meadows, Moo Moo Meadows.
Too late. What is go? Is it A?
Oh, I don't know.
Trigger?
I'm a little... It's like I always have to muscle memory these games. Oh, it's A, it's A.
Oh, I'm not moving.
Is it A?
I don't know.
Oh, you
dude,
have to move with the right joystick.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, so you can remap these, by the way, in like every game.
Dude, this game...
What's up with the constant drifting? Is that like forced?
No, you shouldn't be always drifting. Drifting's like
You're
bumper,
you're
right?
drifting, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I was right bumper.
I'm not. I'm not pressing anything. It's just drifting.
You're not drifting?
Isn't this drifting?
No.
Oh, this is just normal turn. I don't know. It feels like I'm drifting,
Well, yeah,
bro.
this game's a little dated. It's really fun. That's why you should do Balloon Battle, because like I'm so bad at the just racing portion. You probably
Take a shell.
You're probably playing 50cc and the comms are easy.
Yeah, no, the bots are pretty easy. But I got freaking Yoshi over here riding my shit.
Oh boy. No, this is really exciting. It's a lot smoother than I thought.
Yeah, I don't really know what kind of... I'm assuming this is like 15 to 20 FPS.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously this is capable of doing like 60.
That's pretty awesome.
This is a Raspberry Pi 5 with
So-
8 gigs of RAM.
Where did you get the software with all the games?
So I bought this on Amazon, ready to go.
Oh.
So it literally came with, it's a Linux OS called Batocera,
Oh.
which is kind of designed around like emulation. Mm-hmm. It does have like a desktop interface, but when you load it up, it just goes straight into like all the games you saw.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Dude, you said you were bad at this, and you're literally about to win. I feel like I've gotten
Let's go. Is it lap 3?
Yeah.
Take the dub. Let's go.
Dude, like, I swear I'm just constantly drifting. I swear this is not
No, that's not
turning.
what do right bumper. That's drift, like when you do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got 7th place, but I had fun at least. So, all right, let's
Balloon battle. Or different game.
Yeah, different game.
Dude, look at those guys. They're buff.
All right, so Sega Genesis, and this is Golden Axe 2.
Damn, I'm hunched over. It's good beat.
We kind of have to be hunched so we're in the camera eye.
Holy cow, the D-pad is so weird for this.
Well, you know, when you think about it, back then you didn't really, I don't think a lot of these had analog sticks.
No, don't use your magic. You have to.
Oh, I already did it. Oh, I did not mean to do that, dude. I just overkilled that, didn't I?
It didn't even kill him.
Yeah, it is pretty
This
bad.
guy's Diesel.
Dang, this homie's blocking.
This game
on me.
really takes me back. This was like my main Sega game that I played.
So I used to play a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Sega. It was a side scroller just like this, though.
Yeah, those were always my favorite.
Ah.
I mean, I liked like the Sonic a lot, which I'm sure they have.
I played a lot of Sonic too. Can we hurt each other?
No.
That's good.
Or we'd be. Oh, we can.
Oh my God, your
I
team
forgot.
killing me.
Oh no. I think you can hit the civilians too.
Ooh, you probably always did
The
that. Like,
music
no
did.
Russian. Where did you go?
No, don't kill me. I'm right here. That's me.
Oh, that's you, dude.
me.
I'm gonna murk you.
I could see it in your eyes. Got him. I have a dragon.
All right, get him.
The dragon's so good.
you're doing
you have to
drag?
jump here or you fall off.
I love the boss fights. This is where you lock up your.
There we go. Sorry, I like McAllister's gonna zoom into my gamer face there. I like leaned in and I was like, so.
How do you use the magic pin?
It's Y, I think, but you don't have any used.
Yeah,
What would you call these guys? These really buff like deer,
furry.
these furries. That was easy.
All right. No, yeah, this is the whole. I want this to be cozy.
Yeah, no, and I'm cold. I'm a cold boy.
Oh, this is the one that has that song.
Yeah,
you
dude.
like.
And the worst flying controls I've ever felt in my life.
I don't even know this one's multiplayer. So
Oh, it is. I know
Oh,
it is.
Okay.
100%. You could do a buck battle, if I remember right.
This is N64.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I really am just doing it because this is a theme song to share with you all that you've not heard. Dude, you
No,
gotta
I've
let it
heard it because
roll.
you showed me.
Yeah, no, you gotta let the credits roll, dude. If you read, the abandoned chemical plant affected the insect population of its surroundings.
Oh, so this is about Chernobyl. Oh my
Like the bikini
God.
bug Bumble. All right, get us started, 2-player.
That's so bad. I think you might have to do it. It's gonna. Everything's like D-pad, by the way. There's like.
Oh no, this is right stick on this one. Oh no, so it's we can play buck battle. Yeah, I told you it's a buck battle, and we're gonna do buzzball.
Which one's better?
They're both gonna be trash.
All right, just give me one.
Let's do buzzball because I want to just call it Rocket League the whole time. Goals to win 3. Okay,
Oh, this is like Rocket League.
yeah, dude. Learn to fly these tank controls, brother. Wait, is that my point?
Oh.
Is that my?
Yeah, that is your goal.
Wait, is that a
Is that a gun?
gun?
Can you shoot it?
Doesn't matter. I'm getting my buck ball on. Oh. Dude, that would have been
Yeah,
a sick.
I'm
I almost
aerial.
double touched
I'm at
it.
aerial.
You're gonna- Everything's an aerial in this game, man. Oh, one of them gives me like the extreme butt cam, which I don't like.
You have to stand still to shoot. I can't get up.
It's such a trash game.
Die, you foul beast.
No, dude, you need to die.
Oh my God, you have more health than me. This is not fair.
Gotta get away. Gotta go load up on a new gun.
God, it sounds like freaking beam battles. Like,
It really does. That's about to go in on you. There's nothing you can do. There's no save you can make against. Oh, I couldn't hook it. I couldn't hook it like I wanted to.
I mean, I'll be honest. Besides the inverted part, it's not terrible in my opinion. Like compared to some of these indie games we've been playing on stream lately, like Bagel Ball.
You go to heaven if you win
Yeah.
Bagel Ball.
Yep. One thing that's cool about this is, you know, like how with old consoles, it's like, you know, you got to remove the cartridge, turn it off completely.
Yeah.
If you just do this, well, you might have to do it actually. It's this one and this one at the same time. It just brings
Oh,
you
it
like,
takes
literally
you back.
back to the main menu. I'm gonna pick a game that I used to play. Oh, and I love this. Each one has their own.
Custom it for the
Yeah.
console it's on.
So I see one player. How do we? Oh, competition, I guess.
Yeah, try it. Grand Prix. You got a Grand Prix. Miles per hour.
I'll be Sonic Boy. All right, for real this time. No, God, this is like a
No,
Halo
yeah.
3 lobby.
Can you jump over it? How do you jump? Can you jump at this point? Let's get the controls down.
Are you flying? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, I can build up momentum before we go.
Yeah, but I'm Sonic.
You stupid.
Oh my God, dude, I'm horrible.
Yeah, I know, dude. You're
Okay,
crazy.
yeah, okay.
If I remember right, the whole point of Sonic was to hold left until you have a reason not to.
Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over again.
Oh, yeah, it's about just getting this down as fast as you can.
See, I need to start skipping that part.
Yeah, you see it too. Like, I Oh, you just
Shoot.
can lose, dude.
Can I win this time?
Do you have to jump off this? Stop killing my ball. I need to know what to do with this. There we go.
Oh, no, dude, I was all the way up there and I screwed it all up. Are you just flying?
Yeah, dude. You gotta use your power. Have fun, Sonic the Hedgehog. What are you gonna do, Hedgehog? At it?
Have fun with that hog. Is this where raging in games was invented? I just keep popping it.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it, brother? It's so stupid that I get.
Yeah, do you think he was like the cheat character of the day?
In this course, yeah, for sure. I don't think Sonic gets a bonus. You know, just in general.
Okay, so yeah, let's see this.
Pokemon Stadium, if it does exist, it's gonna be great.
Good. Actually, I don't think I've seen a Pokemon on here yet, but I haven't really looked super hard.
Oh,
Super Pokemon Brothers 2?
that have Pokemon Stadium. That feels crazy though, that they wouldn't have Pokemon Stadium.
I think Pokemon might be like the hardest thing to emulate for some reason, you know?
Well,
Here
we
we
did
are.
it. Well, that was comfy. It was cozy.
It's comfy and cozy.
Yeah, I don't know. I would want Pokemon on there if possible. I'm sure you could add on more games, right?
You can buy a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and get a staple in the front.
Well, guys, I gotta say, I've had a lot of fun going down memory lane here on the old Raspberry Pi 5, and it's just really cool that for $275, we have like a full gaming setup here, and it has everything you need. All you really need is a couch and a friend to be able to play with, and it's cool because you could, in theory, play with up to 4 people if you get more controllers, and a lot of the games on here, the 19,000 that we ended up getting, are 4 players supported. And once again, if you guys want to know more about Batocera, I'll put it in the link down below. Also, there will be affiliate links to buy all these products here if you guys would like to buy any, and they will help us out, and we appreciate it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun today. This will definitely get put to good use here at the office, and I think someone at the office may end up even buying it to take home for their projector setup. So anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Now guys, over at PCBros.tech, this will actually all be for sale. You can come in person to pick things like this TV and these controllers up, or if you go online, you can buy things like the Raspberry Pi, or even gaming PCs if that's more your forte. So make sure to check out PCBros.tech today. Use code ToastyBros to save 3% on checkout. Peace out.